everybody, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, it is going to be a really fun video on what tools you can use with Adopt Me. Like what tools can help you and are involved around Adopt Me. Now this video is really exciting, and I think it'll be really useful for you guys, because there's a lot of you out there that are like, hey, I don't know how to become rich. I don't know how to properly grind. I don't know how to not get bored while grinding. Well, guess what? There's probably 1,000 tools out there on those exact things. You just don't know where they are or what they're called. So I'm going to mention a couple tools that I use, and none of these tools are sponsored or in particularly important to me in any way, but they're just tools that I like to use because I think they're really helpful. So I'm going to be explaining what these tools are, how they can help you, and stuff like that. And I did remember to do an intro in today's video. I just thought, since I'm doing a video about making tools, I don't really know where to fit the intro into, because I couldn't just start an intro straight off the bat on the first tool, so that would be a bit weird. Because most of these tools are going to be on websites, on Google or Chrome or whatever searching browser you look at. So I thought, how do you put intro just straight off the bat with no nice intro? Because it would be kind of weird just to start off with a website image as the intro. So I thought, we can just start off with a better image of my dog. So this is my dog. His name's Camo, C-A-M-O, short for Camouflage, because I thought Camouflage is a cute name, but I can't just call him Camouflage because that's too long. So I shortened it to Camo. Anyways, I hope you guys are having a great time. So let's begin. The first tool is an Adopt Me list. An Adopt Me value list, specifically, is what it's called. So what an Adopt Me value list is, it will rank all the pets in Adopt Me from least important to most important. So it will have the least value pet to the most value pet. Every website that you look at, that has a value calculator or a value list, they will be right. Now, I know a lot of people have some strong opinions about this website that this value list is on, Adopt Me training values. I don't particularly use it that much, but that doesn't mean you don't have to. Again, I don't have hate towards any of these websites. None of them have to do with anything. They're just websites that I use in between. So I do use this website. I don't use it that much. I don't use it for its training calculator, because its training calculator is based on people's opinions. As it says in the About section, if you scroll to the top of the website, then it'll have little buttons you can click on, and one of them is this value list, but the other button says About Them, and it explains that it's to do with people's opinions. So no value list or anything will be wrong. It's just going to be slightly different from each other. So this is a value list that I could find, and it was the first link I clicked on, so it just happened to be Adopt Me training values, but I just thought I'd mention that fact. Anyways, Adopt Me value lists are great for just looking at what pet you have and seeing a pet that you can train up and upgrade it to. So I really love using value lists, because I like to climb up the value lists like a ladder, as I like to call it. And I like to start with my pet and slowly work my way up. The next tool is a tool on Alvibred. So I love Alvibred. I use Alvibred all the time, because its values are based on actual pet value. It's not so much people's opinions on the pet, but more of the pet itself. So I quite like Alvibred, but again, it's up to your opinion. So this is a tool that everybody probably knows about, a value calculator. Value calculators are really cool too, as well, because you can put Neon and Mega and Fly Ride on that pet, and you can add multiple pets. So on the value list, it's a bit hard to work out whether your pet is worth a lot if it's got if it's got like fly or ride on it, because they only have regular pets on there with no neon or whatnot on it. So if you use a value calculator, just like a math calculator, it can calculate its value by adding numbers together. It's literally a calculator, and each pet has a different number that you can't see, but it's got a different number. So I love using Alvibred's calculator particularly. So you can just add any pets, and it doesn't just have to be pets. It can also be toys, food, vehicles, etc. And you can just add whatever you like and just kind of put it in trade and see the value of that pet. So if you put it in the trading place, you can put what the player offered for your pet in the other window which says their offer, and you can see if the value is good or bad. So Alvibred is a good way to do this, because right in the center it'll say how much you're upgraded by or downgraded by. But this is just what I use Alvibred. You might want to use a different value calculator, which is completely okay, because I know there's some really cool ones out there which like give you a suggestion on what the person should add or what you should add to make the trade more fair, which I think is a pretty cool feature. But I'm not that particularly fond of it, because people might not have that exact pet in their inventory. So I know there's like multiple suggestions that one website might suggest, but like it's just not my kind of thing, you know. So any one of these value calculators are great. I've already mentioned that, but it's true. Any one is great. So it doesn't matter which one you use. They will be right in some way. So you'll most likely win in some way. Maybe it'll be a different kind of that you don't really know, like people's opinions. Maybe you don't really do people's opinions, but that's what it does. Value by some calculators, and some is by Perpy Pets, and some is by just the pet itself, like Alvibred. So find the right calculator by just messing around and having fun. The next tool is games. So games is a great way to learn as well as have fun. You can learn about Adopt Me facts and etc. So this is on the same website we looked at the beginning, Adopt Me Training Value. So Adopt Me Training Value is great for like value lists and games, as not many Adopt Me websites have Adopt Me games on them or Adopt Me value lists, but there are a couple. So you just need to do some deep diving, and you'll find some others if you don't want to use Adopt Me Training Values, which is also totally okay. And games are great because you can learn and chill out and just have a lot of fun at the same time. And there's lots of different games, so I definitely recommend you play the games on Adopt Me. Next tool I don't really know what to call, but basically is you search in the searching browser that you have the pet that you're offering for or the pet that you have, and then you can see what your or the other person's pet is worth. So this is really helpful for trading, because then you know what to kind of offer for that person's pet, and you can see some really, really cool things. It might even share some stats about the pet if you're lucky. This one just happened to be on Adopt Me Training Values, the same website that we looked at the beginning of today's video. But it's a good website for like games and that too. So it can be a good website if you would choose to use it. But it's truly up to you on what you choose to use. So what it can do by showing you what that pet is worth is basically it won't give you exactly like a pet that's like equal amount to it. It's just saying it's giving you a pet that's a very close amount to it. So people get a bit confused with this. Like they'll see this like, oh, the bear neon is meant to be like worth than the turtle. As you can see, it says down there. But like, no, that's not how it works. It just means that's some pets that are pretty close to its value. Not its value, but as close as you can get to its value. Or some of them might be fair, but none of them will be exactly fair. And if they are, then lucky. The next tool is a tool I use quite a bit because I really love it. So this is basically a trade center. So a trade center, this one is on Alphybread, but you can use any. I love Alphybread stuff. Great tools. But you can use any. So basically a trading center is where you can make a listing for a pet that you're trading away and a pet that you want to receive, or a couple pets that you want to receive for your really cool pet. Other people can do the same. So then you can search in search bar which one should have, a trade center should have, a pet that will either show up in both sides of, well, it should show up in one side of the trade. Show up their offer or your offer. So then you can kind of find trades with the pet that you're particularly looking for in it. And I think this is really great because then these are just online players that also play Adopt Me. And then you can accept the trade and share usernames from there once they're accepted. And then once you share usernames, you can go onto the game and actually give each other the pet. So I think this is a fun way to do it. It can be a bit risky if you're worried about like some scammer or something. But as long as you know your facts and scam ability is pretty high not to get scammed, then it's a good idea to do so. But it's pretty much safe on any website. It's not like you're asking for their password. And if they ask you for that, don't give it to them. But it's just a fun way to find pets that you want. And it won't give you the exact pets. People get a bit confused if they put up a pet or an item. It can be anything that they want to give away or trade away. And then they expect the same thing in return. The exact thing that they put up that they wanted. But it's very difficult to get exactly that. If you do, pretty cool. But it's like, if you look at some of these things, like the octopus, they're asking a lot for that octopuses. It's like, you're not likely going to get that, are you? It's not like you're going to get those exact things. But you will get most of them, or you might just get one or two, but that's okay. You'll get things that are worth the same sort of value. So the pets that you're putting up is what you're expecting. But if you don't get those, don't be upset, because that's not how these trade centers work. So straight into the next tool, it's the tool that you're on currently, YouTube. YouTube is great because there are a lot of Adopt Me tutorials and Adopt Me YouTubers. YouTube is great because you get pretty much an exact answer to what you want to know. So like, how tips and tricks on how to get rich. Well, guess what? I've got a video on that. I have 4 Adopt Me videos posted, so you can check out my channel if you want to see some Adopt Me content, because I make a lot on my channel, and I'm probably going to make more in the future. Like this one right here. Here's the future for you. Well, for me. I don't know if it's the future for you. Well, I guess it would be. Not really. Hold up, I'm confusing myself. But anyways, YouTube is great because you can find really good YouTubers and you can get like an exact video of what you're looking for. So tutorials are great because you can just relax and unwind while you're learning. So it's fun and you don't have to do anything but except for sitting and just listening. So it's a fun way to just learn. And this is how I learned a lot about Adopt. And these now YouTubers that I'm showing are some YouTubers I recommend. Like Dewdrop, sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Great content. And then there's some also Adopt Me YouTubers like this person right here. Great person. And of course, you probably know Cookie Cutter, but I'm going to show Cookie Cutter as well. Because Cookie Cutter is a great YouTuber. If you know Adopt Me YouTubers, then he's a nice one for you to look at. So all these Adopt Me YouTubers are great. Literally any Adopt Me video that you click on, the following channel will probably be an Adopt Me owned channel. So I really just love learning by YouTube. The next tool is actually Adopt Me Own. So the Adopt Me News. The Adopt Me News tells you about events that are about to happen or updates that are going to happen in Adopt Me. The Adopt Me News is also great because you can see factual things, and these are all things that you know will definitely not be made up because they're by the actual Adopt Me creators of the game. So you know that all these things in here are factual. But it's also great for grinding because you can see what the new tasks are going to be for 2026. So whatever year you're in, it should be 2026. So I mean, unless you're watching this in the future, but otherwise it should be 2026. So you can just see all the different tasks that are going to happen, so you can make grinding easier and have a nice, sweet, simple rotation. The next tool is Reddit. So you should use Reddit to a limit because Reddit can have some fake stuff on it, and as it is completely fan-based. Reddit is great though because you can get fan-based advice, and this is people's opinions. So it's good if you like people's opinions. Plus, Reddit is like YouTube. It's just a scrolling device for chillaxing, but also just learning a bit about Reddit, like about people's opinions. So it's a good place to get people's opinions on things that you want to know. Like, how do you make a neon? Well, it'll be people's opinions on how they make a neon the fastest or stuff like that. So it's really people's opinions is a great way to get people's opinions on certain things in Adopt Me. And a good scrolling device if you just want to doom scroll, you know. Good old doom scrolling, nothing can harm doom scrolling. Again, here comes another tool. So the Adopt Me Bell. What the Adopt Me Bell is, if you see it in front of the nursery, you can click on it and it will share what the times are for the next event. So you might want to write down on like a diary what the next event is, and you can press notify me if you want to notify when it happens. But you might also want to write in like your own diary the time for it coming, because the minute you click on the bell, it will disappear if you walk away. So that's just like a little heads up. But otherwise, it's just super cool. The next tool is just below the Adopt Me game. So the Adopt Me front cover actually explains a little bit about Adopt Me. It says like the events that are coming up and more than just one event. Because the bell shows the most recent new event that's about to come. But the Adopt Me front cover will share all the events about to come. So it's a good way, but it won't share times because those are too late or too far in the future to be able to tell the times. But it also shares a lot about like the developer and really cool facts. So I definitely think checking the front cover will be a good way just to get some factual and quick information if you want to know. The next tool is to go onto Adopt Me Test Lab. The Adopt Me Test Lab is a game not many Adopt Me players know about, but basically what the Adopt Me Test Lab is where you can go and test out new features that are going to be added into the game. Like currently it's the trading thing. They're working on trading so that the age group story isn't like a hassle anymore, as it wasn't their choice, but it's the new Roblox legal requirements, which is absolutely so annoying in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is. So they're now fixing and adding a little feature, so you can go check that out in the Adopt Me Test Lab. And in the Adopt Me Test Lab, it's just like regular Adopt Me, but you start off with some better things, of course, than what you do in regular Adopt Me, and you can just have a lot of fun playing around and seeing what the new features are. So it's a good way just to figure out what's coming next in Adopt Me and being prepared and planning. So that's how you can use it to help you. It's time for me to say goodbye, but I really hope you guys got some useful tools out of today's video and you understood like how to use these tools and stuff like that. But anyways, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and then I'll be making more videos the more you like and subscribe.